Okay, so everybody, I wanted to start off with an explainer video explaining the Canvas standard for modules. So we in the technology world saw a lot of different styles of Canvas setups. We came to the conclusion that modules was going to be the best way to send information out, not only to students and parents, but administrators, and also if a substitute needs to come into your course to help out. So this year we're asking for a weekly module that shows all content of students' work. So the breakdown would include the following: a module name with the current week. So week 1, 9/7/20. A text header that would show the current content, or a page that would hold all the content. A Zoom link for daily live lessons. And then within the text headers or pages, assignments for them to complete, and other links that would help out disseminate information to students. So now I'm going to go through how to set this all up because this is already pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to show that, and of course we're going to have to sign in first using our Google email. So I'm in my Google email. I'm then going to click on the Google Apps pack, which is the waffle at the top right, and I'm going to scroll down to Canvas. Canvas will then open up after doing some steps. If it's your first time, you might have to say that you accept Canvas on Google. Just make sure that you accept all permissions, and then click on your New Foundations email. You're going to be sent to your dashboard. What I'm going to ask you to do now is find the course if you teach multiple courses of the same name. So Algebra 1, for example, if I had 3 different periods of Algebra 1, I would want to click on the Algebra 1 class that is first, the first period, and then I would want to start editing that course. Eventually, I'm going to show you guys how to cross-list your courses. So after we learn how to cross-list, what that does is you only have to make updates to one Canvas course, and then it gets sent out to all 3 classes, which is great and a good time saver. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my Computer Science Essentials class. And now I'm going to click on Modules. It's going to be on the left-hand side. It might be in a different place than yours, so just look for Modules. And I'm going to click on the plus on the right-hand side for module. This is where we're asking for consistency, so make sure that you type in the correct week that we're on and then the week number. So I'm just going to reverse this. You can write week 1 and then the date. You can write the date and then week 1. Just make sure that you are keeping it up to date. Now it's going to be sent to the very bottom if you have multiple classes. So I'm going to move this module and I'm going to put it to the very top. All right, so next thing is I'm going to show you 2 different methods on organization. So the first one is text header. Text header is super simple and easy. It's essentially like a line of text that separates each day. You'll notice that I skipped 9/7. We don't teach on 9/7, so therefore you don't need it for this first week. And then my last day, which is 9/11. Okay, so that's one way of organizing your information. Now, if I wanted to put in an assignment, I would make sure that the assignment is placed where I want them to start it. So I'm going to find my activity 111 digital doodle, and I'm going to put it right underneath 9/8. And my due date is set for September 9th. And you're going to learn more about all these settings later, but you'll see that mine's pretty complex. It's 20 points, it's classwork. I'm using an external tool, which means that it's linked up to Google Classroom. I defined that. I am assigning it to everyone in the class. That includes James Millard and test student. If I wanted to just assign it to one student, I can do that. So that's helpful for differentiation. And then I have to make a due date. So click on Save. Make sure you click on Save, otherwise your work does not save when you're making new assignments. Okay. You'll notice that there's a due date. That's very crucial. I also want to make sure that I publish this text header. And I also want to make sure that I publish the module. I'm going to unpublish the next 3 days because I don't want my students to see that as of yet. Okay, so after I do this, I can also do a different style. I can do a page. So I'm going to make a new page. This is going to be called 9/8/2020. A page is essentially a mini website on your Canvas site. It's another way of organizing your thoughts. And you can have a 9/8/2020, a 9/9/2020, and 9/10, and a 9/11. Do you see how I can't click on 9/8? That's because it's just a text header. 9/8/2020, though, here is a page. So a page is like a website. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to attach the assignment that I want them to complete on that web page. And this is just a really fancy way of placing your content on the page. You also would want to have some instructions on your web page. So I'm going to start adding in, see the link below. Assignment is due 9/9/2020. And I'm going to save. What's great about pages is they look really, really sharp when they're in student view. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the text header student view. Because everything is published, when I click on student view, I can now see the text header, and then I can click on the assignment, and as a student, I then can see the options. Now, because it's a Google Doc, I won't be able to show you that step, but this is all good. This is all set up correctly. Now, if I go back to modules, and then I unpublish the text header and the assignment, and then show you a page, okay, so I'm going to go here, go to home, and then I'm going to go to student view. Now the page is a highlighted hyperlink, and that sends me to the hyperlinked website. And then I click on that, and it does say access denied, but I would have access to view that resource. Okay, it's just there was a little glitch there. I know that it works. So let me try it again in student view. So student view, then I'm going to click on this. Perfect. And then I click on that, and it goes right to the page, which is great. Good. Okay. So what other things go into the module? Well, another thing that you would want to guarantee that's there is your everyday Zoom meeting link. So let's say I have this Computer Science Essentials class from 7 to 8:15 a.m. I want to make sure that the URL of that meeting, okay, and I'm going to grab just this information, is right here. Okay. And I would want to make sure that's published as well. So when I go to home, and then I go to student view, my students can immediately click on that meeting, and it's going to load up. Okay, which is pretty cool. The last thing that I want to show you guys that needs to be there for a standard for your modules is that you have to put in quizzes if you want to do a quiz. If you want to have presentations, files is a great way to do that. Discussions is a great way to have like in classroom discussions. I'll show you one of mine. So if I click on student view and then I click on discussion, what that will allow the students to do is answer these conclusion questions and essential questions and then talk back and forth to each other like we we've done on College Board or other college level platforms. And notice that it's all underneath the text header. Because I'm using a page, I probably would want to remove that. And I would want to click on 9.8 and then would want to edit this. And essentially I would want to add my discussion in here. So that they know that that's something else that they have to do. Okay. Do you see how you can do the two different styles, and it's really up to you guys? I'm trying to think of other things. That's essentially what we need. So obviously this is a nice little overview of modules. It's one of the most important key factors into having a standardized Canvas, and it's really up to you on how you want to get the information out there in terms of, do you want quizzes as a way of assessment? Do you want assignments as a way for assessment? Do you want discussions as a way of assessment? It's really up to your wheelhouse. If you want a mixture of all that, and then of course your Zoom link that you'll be putting in there. You'll get that information from Dana Russell upcoming about how to log into Zoom and how to use that more effectively. But I hope that this gives you a good guidance into our standardized module section. One last step is going to Home and choosing a home page. If everybody could make sure that Course Modules is also selected, just so that every single student, when they go to their Canvas page on your end, it will obviously go to Modules. All right, cool. If you have any further questions, please reach out to the Tech Liaison teams, which is Brian Persons, Molly Quinn, Dana Russell, and James Millard. Hopefully this will help you out and give you some guidance.